Hello, this is Mr. Huff, and let's talk about setting up the VOR on your airplane. So the first thing we need to do is look at our location and choose our global map. And you should type in KCOS, and that will take you to Colorado Springs Municipal Airport. You should be on runway 35R, and there's two different approaches you can choose. This is like a landing pattern. You can be 3 miles out or 10 miles out, but we're just going to click on runway 35. Something else you can look at, you can click on location and go to local map. And you have some different map settings here. High speed, which has nothing in the background. Low on route, high on route, and then sectional and textured. Okay, so really let's use high on route, and that way you can see the topography and that sort of thing. If you find this little orange blinking plane, that's you. You can scroll into zoom and you can see the runways here, and this is the airport we're at. So we're on this one, okay? You can also see the KCOS VOR right here. No, that's not the VOR. That's the instrument landing system. Here is a VOR. This is the one that we're tuning to. So we have our airplane here, and we're within range of this one. So this is the VOR that we are looking at, and there's the frequency for 108.8. So if you zoom out, you might find more, like there's Black Forest there, and Pueblo is south of us. Okay. So I'm going to close out this map, and then we're going to go look at the VOR settings. So there's two places to look. We have nav1 and nav2, and these have knobs right here. So if you look at the control panel, we have knobs on some things. There's things that you can turn off and on, and like you can see different settings. If it has a little dial next to it, that's something you can adjust. We're only interested in nav1. And right now it says 116.6, and we want 108.5, or no, 0.8. So I'm going to go here, and we're going to increase that to 0.8. And if you notice what happened right here is now it's tuned in, and it says we're going to, if we go this angle. So let's go through this. We want to see what our bearing is exactly. So I'm going to click and hold this. Watch the little line on the left, and it tunes in right there. You can see it lining up to the center. So there we're looking about between 10 and 20 degrees. So that's north at 0, 10, 20. So that's about 15 degrees or so, if you get it perfectly. So one thing you could do right now is, and that's from, so this tells us that the following this heading, we are flying away from that VOR. And look right here. So if we go to the opposite side around right here, it's, if we go between south and 210, we should be able to tune back in on the opposite side of that radial. So if we were going to go 2, we would go to about right in here somewhere. Okay. So a couple of ways to do this, to mess around with this. You can take off, you can line it up and take off and try to stay on that radial, or you can set it to a heading. Let's say we want to go west on that. Don't vary too much from it. Okay. So we were about 210. So put it on like 240 or something like that, and then try to take off and find that radial and follow it. Another thing you can do is get up and get flying, turn this until you find a radial, and then follow the radial. So that's really what the idea is here. We want to follow the radial. So tune it in and keep your plane flying straight and level on that. All right, that's enough about VOR, and I hope you find this helpful.